Alright fellas, so we're back for another first impressions video. Now today's fragrance that we're going to be talking about is another newest edition, and this one is from the brand of Carolina Herrera. Now Carolina Herrera is kind of one of those brands that is really starting to become up and emerging as far as the fragrance community is concerned. They are dropping some really great fragrances and they're kind of diversifying their portfolio. Well, this fragrance was kind of their take as far as what a modern masculine man is going to smell like, and this fragrance here, we're going to get right into it, is Carolina Herrera, and this is Bad Boy Parfum, okay? And so some of the main notes we're gonna be getting in this fragrance, we're gonna get some black pepper, we're gonna get some leather, we're gonna get some cannabis, we're gonna get some geranium, and then we're also gonna get some vetiver in this fragrance. So really nice, masculine, fresh, spicy, aromatic, and smoky fragrance that we're gonna be getting. Nonetheless, we got it. We're gonna try and let's go through our unboxing and see whether this one is worth the purchase, all right? Right, got it unboxed. Now, I was able to actually get this fragrance off of Amazon actually most recently. I think I got it for about $65, and I got a 1.7 ounce bottle. Now that's a pretty good deal for a newer designer fragrance, and for getting it off Amazon, that was actually a really good deal for me, so I pulled the trigger on it. Now the current trend, I know a lot of times I tell you guys about getting the bigger bottles if you can get your hands on them, but I think in this stage, you know, where I'm rebuilding the collection and I'm kind of getting my hands on a lot of these newer releases, especially trying them out and getting the smaller version where maybe as long as you're able to get your hands on them, maybe save a couple dollars here and there, I think that's worth it, as long as, you know, you like the scent and then you can kind of try it out. And then if it's a fragrance that you particularly like, you could repurchase that and get a bigger bottle down the line if it's one that you particularly have affinity for, especially if you're a guy or a woman who does not particularly care to have too many fragrances in the collection. For me, who's a collector, I want to get as many, and I like accumulating different fragrances for different seasons, different smells. But for those of us who were able to find our signature scent, we're able to say, okay, I like this fragrance, and even if it's the one where you're just going to stick with that, once you got it and you get a 50 milliliter, and then you say, okay, this is what I like, this is what I'm going to go with, then you can repurchase the bigger bottle down the line because you know that that's what you like, you know that's what you're going to go for. But nonetheless, we got the fragrance. Let's unbox it. Okay, when we look at the presentation, so, you know, old Bad Boy, the original Bad Boy Eau de Toilette had that gold. This one is gonna go with that full matte black, that full kind of foggy, you know, like this modern look to it. So really nice presentation. 1.7 ounce bottle, but I like this one nonetheless. And so we got it, and now we're gonna go through our whole process. So the first thing is the initial smell test. All right, here we go. Okay, off rip, you're definitely getting a little bit of that cannabis, that little green, that green opening, that green fresh spicy opening. You're getting some type of fruit in there. Smelling bergamot, I would say. So really bergamot fresh, a really nice green, citrusy fresh opening, but it's definitely really nice, really masculine. So this is definitely giving kind of fresh Daily Driver notes off of the opening, but good scent quality, good opening, good kind of boast. So definitely bold as far as the opening is concerned. Yeah, I'm enjoying that. That's really good. It smells, not quite sure what I'm getting out of this one, but nonetheless, it gives me some nostalgic feels as far as some of the fragrances I used to have in the past, some of the top early ones. But nonetheless, now we got the test strip. So we go off the test strip. Let's get 3 off the test strip this time. Let's test this mid. Really good, really good. So for those of us who have smelled Bad Boy Cobalt, where that one's a little bit more on the blue side, it feels like Bad Boy Le Parfum is kind of more going on the green side. Not your gourmand freshie, but definitely a more spicy freshie, right? A little bit more citrusy, but they want to have some more masculine woods, some little bit more smokiness to your fresh fragrance. Not so much from a Bleu de Chanel or even a Club de Nuit Intense Man, but even more darker, more smokier than that. But nonetheless, this is good. Definitely the cannabis is there. The cannabis gives it a little bit of a different characteristic, a little bit more of a masculine touch. And then you're definitely getting the black pepper as it's now starting to dry down. So this is a really good one as well. It's giving a little bit of like a smokier Gisada's Ambassador but also with a little bit more bergamot instead of those more gourmand notes that you would get from a Giusepp's Ambassador. It's like a fresher Dylan Blue, fresher, more masculine, more mature Dylan Blue a little bit. Not nearly so much of a blue fragrance though, a green fragrance with a little bit more spices. It does have that fresh green shower jelly appeal, so definitely this one is still gonna be more on that daytime, daily driver appeal from what I've gathered. This isn't your night out clubbing fragrance. I wouldn't even say this is your night out day night fragrance either. As you get to the mid, you're also getting that semblance of vetiver as well. So definitely this one's giving smooth, fresh daily function. All right. So far so good. This is really good though. I'm really glad I got my hands on this. This is definitely a really good one thus far, especially if Cobalt is too fresh, too blue. This would be a good change up. And then if the original Bad Boy EDT is a little too sweet, a little too gourmand, a little too playful, this will be a good change up for you. All right. So opening test was good, mid test was good. Now we go off the skin here. You're getting that leather in the base. That leather gives it that masculine touch and that vetiver. That leather and vetiver, as it dries down, as it gets this overall, definitely really good. So this is a dub. This is a dub nonetheless. This is a dub nonetheless. For sure, get your hands on this one. I'm enjoying this. After going through the full breakdown, after really being able to smell it, kind of take the fragrance in, and I think that's one of the things with these first impressions that I'm gonna probably give a little bit more time to really get the full experience of the fragrance. But being able to go through the opening, go through the mid, and then go through its dry down. So I would say that the full comparisons I would give this one to, if you like a fragrance like Dior Sauvage Elixir, but you want it a little bit more fresh and a little bit more, outgoing, not so dark, not so rich, not so licoricey sweet, you want a little bit fresher, then this one would be one that you would like. I do still stick by the Giusepp's Ambassador too as well. I said that this one's a little bit fresher than that. Even, and this sucks because I love this fragrance, but it's been discontinued. If you're a person who likes that Laundry de L'Homme Blue Electrique, but you want it a little bit more on that green side with that cannabis, I think you would even enjoy this fragrance. It's not Blue Electrique, it's its own unique scent, but those are two of the fragrances that really, as you go through the full experience, what you would kind of get reminiscences of this. And then, even for younger guys, for those of y'all, first off, I hope none of you are using Axe body spray anymore, but even if you were to take like Axe body spray, like Kilo, like that's what it kind of, when it registered in my head, what Kilo could have been if you had made it a cologne and like took all the synthetic properties out of it, right? That would be the nostalgic fragrance of what this would really kind of bold, but if you really made it a high quality cologne rather than just a regular body spray is what this one gave, when I first smelled it, especially with that cannabis, right? But nonetheless, this is a dub. I quite enjoyed this fragrance. I'm definitely gonna have this out and about. And I would say the only thing I would amend as far as day and time, I would say younger teenage male to male in his 20s would enjoy this one. And I do think it could be used as your daily driver, but you could also wear this at nighttime. I think this one goes into that all season, all occasion type of fragrance. I do think it would be better in colder weather because it does give a little bit more of that rich, classy elegance and that bold, spicy, masculinity that you would more so want in a colder night out rather than only just using it in the daytime for an office. I think you can use this in more settings. I think this does have versatility to it, but nonetheless, another dub. I think you guys will definitely love and appreciate this one. Nonetheless, get your hands on it. But that'll do it, man. Another first impression is done and accounted for and out the way. I appreciate all you guys who listen and tap in. If you just found my channel, thank you for stopping by. Welcome. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below to get notified anytime I drop any fragrance content. And that'll do it for today, guys. I'll see you tomorrow with the next one. Much love.